Greetings and salutations. It is I, Professor Macabro, here with my lovely co-host, Zombie Deathcitos, and we are here for day 5 of Echo Zero's 80's Week Challenge. Cha, cha, cha. Yes, indeed, Echo Zero issued the challenge, and a lot of amazing YouTubers have answered the call with their own picks for this 80's week. Indeed, we have, of course, the titular Echo Zero. You have Mr. Bones doing his reviews as well. The lovely Jennifer Tochi, Hobbs Horror. Anthony Chobot is also doing his reviews, and of course, your humble, well, Professor Macabro. So you have a lot of amazing channels to check out if you also want to enjoy some more of that epic, classic, nostalgic 80's content. So check them out and definitely enjoy the picks that they have shared, because they have shared some amazing picks. Some movies that I'm ashamed to say I've never seen. So there you go. And I have been covering a lot of the more popular movies from the 80's, so let's switch it up a bit. Let's add a little certain flair, a little risque, a little boobage into 80's Week. Indeed. Now, I will freely admit, this is not the kind of movie that I would have been allowed to rent when I was a kid. Even dear old Daddy Macabro would not have rented this movie after seeing the content. No, no, no. But a young Professor Macabro did sneak away late at night when everyone was asleep and very silently turn on the TV in one of his bouts of insomnia to see what was on the screen. Sometimes I would get an action flick, a horror flick, a kung fu flick. Not very often, but sometimes you would get something a little more spicy, but nothing quite like this. Freely admitting, I hadn't seen this movie back in the 80's. I found out about it a long while ago through another YouTuber called The Cinemasochist. And he showcased this movie, and I was like, hot damn, how did I never see that one back in the 80's? I'm going to have to track that down. And lo and behold, Professor Macabro was not graced with mental health, and his luck sometimes sucks balls. But when it comes to DVD collecting, when I hear about a movie, sometimes, not always, but most of the times, the DVD collecting gods smile upon Professor Macabro, and I am able to come across said movie. Such was the case with this. After seeing that video, I was like, I need to check that movie out. And on one of my flea market trips, I came across the Andy Sidaris 12 film collection, Girls, Guns, and G-Strings. And I was like, holy shit, this one has that movie that he talked about, plus 11 more. Ha ha ha. Win. And I was like super pumped. You might have seen this collection somewhere down the line. Was released by Mill Creek, and they release a lot of compressed multi-movie packs, but that adds to the charm because it looks like you're watching VHS. So that just, or a poor edit transfer, a TV transfer, that brings a nostalgic feeling to Professor Macabro. So I enjoy these kind of flicks. I think you might have seen a different cover, because I do believe, don't quote me on that, I do believe that they did release the same collection on Blu-ray with a different cover, but the same title, Girls, Guns, and G-Strings, the Andy Sidaris collection. But what movie am I going to showcase from this 12-movie collection? That same movie that the Cinemasochist mentioned, Hard Ticket to Hawaii. As to not come off as a total pig, I will respectfully say that Professor Macabro is a big fan of the female body. It is truly one of God's most perfect creations. So I am very, very much a fan of the female body in an artful, sophisticated way. Indeed. And this, oh boy, does this one showcase the female body. But what is this movie about? Well, the movie is about this hot blonde chick that is in the witness protection program because she testified against a mob boss. So she's sent to Hawaii to change her identity, and she's paired up with a sassy, hot blonde chick that's also a secret agent. And they have these two other partners. And the plot involves these two hot chicks encountering a scheme to traffic diamonds. They come across this little helicopter, and they find the diamonds, and then they're targeted by the person that was supposed to receive the diamonds. But because that's not enough, apparently, for something from the 80s, they also have to deal with this mutant, poisonous snake. The government agent, hot blonde chick, is also on her part-time a plane pilot, and she is tasked with taking the snake, a very exotic snake, into a snake exhibit. But unfortunately, because of a hiccup mishap, she is giving a poisonous mutant snake instead. So now they have to deal with the diamond crime lord, and they also have to deal with the giant poisonous mutant snake. So it's a whole bunch of hosh-posh. And sprinkled throughout the movie, well, it has two very beautiful blonde chicks, and in one of the more memorable scenes to Professor Macabro, they are discussing the diamond situation while topless, in a hot tub, as you did in the 80s. Does it add anything to the plot? Hell no, but a big fan of that, let me tell you. So they have to deal with all these assassins, and their male counterparts also have to deal with their array of assassins. And this movie has so many batshit insane moments that I feel that I don't want to spoil, because I want you to watch this movie by yourselves, but at the same time I want to share them with you. So I'll share two of the more over-the-top ones. One is where the male government agents are trying to reach the two hot blonde chicks, and they see this skateboarder walking around. It's like, oh, what's up with that freak? And then the skateboarder comes across again with one of those blow-up sex dolls. And they're like, oh, that guy's into some freaky shit. But it's an assassin, and he starts shooting them up, and then they're like, I got shot. Don't worry, I'll take care of this motherfucker. And then one of the secret agents pops up a rocket launcher, and then proceeds to do this. And you're like, what the fuck did that add to the story? Oh, that's so freaking amazingly stupid. I freaking love it. And of course, you have the epic showdown with the giant snake, which I will show. I'm always wary of showing clips from movies because I don't want this humble channel to get flagged by YouTube, and it's bullshit. But here's the epic showdown with the mutant snake. And you're like watching that, and you're like, oh, no, you had me with the amazing boobies that you showcase in your movie, but showing me this over-the-top shit. I had a good time with this movie. Indeed. So much goodness in this movie. Reminds me a lot of the over-the-top action of something like Strike Commando. And I always praise Strike Commando whenever I get a chance, because that movie's also over-the-top insanity that I enjoy. The positive of this thing, well, it has beautiful women to look at. Also has, surprisingly, I haven't heard any controversy from this movie like I did from something like Basic Instinct, because it does have a man dressing up as a woman spying on the main heroes, and I would assume that would also be like not very well looked at today, because it, again, like Basic Instinct, portrays people in a negative light. I'm like, well, this thing has over the top all over it. Also, as a bonus scene, they have this scene with the hitman with some shades, called Shades, and he likes to frisbee with this hot local chick. And then one of the secret agents guys like, hey, hot lady, go take a hike. I got this. And these shade guys is like, sure, I guess I'll play frisbee with you, dude. Forget that hot local chick, I guess. He frisbees both ways. And then the other guy's like throwing frisbees, and then he switches the frisbee with a frisbee with razor blades and proceeds to do this. What really sells it is he even does the oh man, this is my kind of movie. Has your boobies, has your ridiculous things. Highly recommend Hard Ticket to Hawaii. This movie is on Tubi. Yes, indeed, you can check Hard Ticket to Hawaii, and a few of the other movies in this collection are on Tubi. Tubi is a gold mine for movies, let me tell you. If you want some weird, crazy shit, check out Tubi. That thing has you covered. But you can get this collection, and they do have a different set with a different cover. I think on Blu-ray. No, I saw this one on Blu-ray on one of my online browsing. I don't buy stuff online, but I do like to browse DVD, Blu-ray releases. And I know I saw it with a different cover, but the same name. So you can track down the DVD. I know I've seen multiple sites sell it. Order that Blu-ray, but definitely get this 12-film collection if you're curious about the work of Andy Sidaris. So Hard Ticket to Hawaii is our entry for Day 5 of Echo Zero's 80s Week Challenge. Again, Professor Macabro likes to switch it up in this channel. You never know what you're gonna get with old Professor Macabro. You might get something lovey-dovey like Princess Bride. You might get something as epic as Commando. And maybe I might throw something as Hard Ticket to Hawaii for good measure. So, stay tuned for the last two videos of Echo Zero's 80s Week Challenge. We got two more. One really epic one really surprising movie that you might find surprising to end the week, but stay tuned for that. And until we see you all again next time, this has been Professor Macabro and Zombie Deathcitos, thanking you and wishing you all, like always, a good evening.